He's dreaming. They won it by 4 in the end.
American Anthem has taken off. American Anthem easily in the Woody Stephens.
Hi everybody and welcome to Spa Babies presented by WinStar Farm. I'm Dan Illman along with Nicole Russo. Let's take a look at the Spa Baby race for Sunday. It's the 6th, 5.5 furlongs for 2-year-old fillies. $83,000 is the purse. WinStar Farm, our sponsor, represented by the number 2, My Bronx Tale, by Speightstown, the number 7, Smarty Smart, by Congrats, the number 9, Mockery, by Distorted Humor, the 10, History Supreme, by Speightstown, and on the also eligible list, the number 12, Princess Char, also by Speightstown. Let's begin down towards the inside with the number 1 tied up by one of my favorite under-the-radar stallions, Nicole, Even the Score.
Yeah, Even the Score has definitely been such a useful stallion. Looking at his form for this race specifically, he is the sire of graded winning 2-year-olds like Four Gifts, I'm Bound to Score, but a lot of his best runners have been going longer on turf or synthetic, like the late Dullahan, who won the Pacific Classic, and the Bluegrass, very good horse, Take the Points, who is a grade 1 winner on turf. This one's damned by Distorted Humor, WinStar Stallion. One is a 2-year-old, so there's definitely some speed, some juvenile ability there, but I'm wondering if this one is going to do better on a different surface later in the career.
In the female family, we've got a big name, Kentucky Derby winner Fusaichi Pegasus. I think this horse might need a race or so, and I agree with you, perhaps distance more than 5.5 furlongs. The number 2 is My Bronx Tale. I love this female family. A lot of speed, a lot of class, a lot of precociousness. This one by WinStar Stallion, Speightstown.
Yeah, definitely. Speightstown champion sprinter, and then you put this female family underneath to back that up, and My Bronx Tale should come out running. The Damn Winding Way, a young broodmare, grade 3 winning sprinter herself. She's a full sister to Cow-Eye Katie, who is a multiple graded winner at 2, a grade 2 winner and grade 1 placed at 3. Their Damn More Than Pretty was a stakes performing juvenile. This is a really solid family, and this is a horse I'm really looking at. She's got kind of a steady, decent work tab. I'm going to be really curious to see what she does.
This race kicks off the pick 6. You're obviously going to want to watch the board. This one has a lot of speed in the pedigree. Bill Mott, though, might give you a little bit of cause for pause. Fantastic trainer, Hall of Fame trainer. Not great with first-time starters at Saratoga. 0 for 38 over the past 5 years with 2-year-old first-time starters in maiden special weight dirt sprints. The number 3 is Wine Halo. Tell me about this sire. I'm not that familiar with Snappy Halo, Group 1 winner, I believe, in Argentina?
Yes, in Argentina, and Calumet Farm, this one, Wine Halo, a Calumet homebred, has really been rebuilding and revamping its stallion roster in the Brad Kelly era. Of course, he bought the farm several years ago, has really leaned toward international pedigrees with horses, of course, like Melbourne Cup winner Americane. Snappy Halo brought up from Argentina, to add some of that international intrigue to the stud roster. He's a son of Southern Halo, whose very good sons at stud, of course, include More Than Ready. Snappy Halo kind of off to a slower start with his runners, though, especially these 2-year-olds. So I'm not sure how quick this one is going to be, first time out.
Nice female family, horses like Bluegrass Cat, Girolamo, deep in the pedigree. Here's Wayne Lucas's negative formulator fact, just like Mott. Fantastic Hall of Fame trainer, legendary trainer, but 0 for 30 with first-time starters at Saratoga. The number 4 is Honey Graham. Honey Graham is a $50,000 purchase as a March 2-year-old. And this one goes out for Rick Violet, who excels with debut runners at Saratoga.
Yeah, definitely. Rick Violet, longtime, New York horseman, usually has them so ready to fire here. This one from a little bit of an under-the-radar pedigree. Graham Hall is not really a sexy, for lack of a better word, stallion, but he's a very useful stallion. And this one, Honey Graham, out of a stakes-winning Montbrook mare, that definitely adds some speed to the equation.
Yeah, this Dam was a very versatile horse. She won her career debut at 2, I believe, going 4.5 furlongs, and she ended up winning a 1.25 mile stake on synthetic. So really a nice family, and you have to respect any 2-year-old that Violet puts on the racetrack. The number 6 is Quick. The number 5 is Desert Honeys. Desert Honeys has a lot of speed in this pedigree, an $80,000 2-year-old purchase in April. But you look at this pedigree, you think speed. Javier Castellano takes the mount for Eddie Keneally, and this Dam's a half to a couple of nice stakes horses.
Yeah, definitely. The dam and half to graded winners, Gotcha Gold and American Freedom. You're putting High Cotton over a trippy mare. That's definitely speed over speed. High Cotton has become one of the leading sires in Florida. That market, with all of those OBS 2-year-old sales, with its lucrative Florida Sire Stakes program, that's a market that values precocity on the racetrack. Good 2-year-old sires succeed there, and High Cotton has emerged as one of the leaders in that market. He's definitely a horse who gets early runners.
Let's move to the number 6, Quick, 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 a Mary Lou Whitney homebred by Tiago, who was a real stamina runner in his day, but this one is a full to Viva Mallorca, sort of a late-running sprinter.
Yeah, definitely. Viva Mallorca kind of developed a bit later, won the Kelly's Landing at Churchill, was grade 1 placed in the Forgo. But yeah, I agree. I don't think of Tiago as necessarily being a sire for precocity. He was a late runner, though, as was his sibling Giacomo, who won the Kentucky Derby. And this one, a Whitney homebred for Ian Wilkes. We've discussed before, these outfits don't necessarily crank horses up first time out.
The number 7 is Smarty Smart, and this one is by Windstar Stallion Congrats. And let's talk about Congrats as a stallion, because I think he's extremely underrated.
Yeah, he really is. He consistently turns out good stakes horses. I've sat down and crunched the numbers a couple of times, looking at the Sons of AP Indy at stud, and Congrats maybe flies under the radar a little bit, but in terms of percentages of winners from runners, stakes horses from runners, Congrats is so high on those lists when you're looking at the AP Indy sire line. And you look at that line and you think stamina, but Congrats is another one of those Sons of AP Indy who can sire a quick runner, a sprint winner. He's the sire of grade 1 winning sprint fillies like Turbulent Descent, Have You Got Away, Emma's Encore. Turbulent Descent, of course, and Another Daughter, Wickedly Perfect, were both grade 1 winners as 2-year-olds. So I like Congrats when I'm looking at these 2-year-old races.
And the dam did win sprinting. She's a half to a nice horse in Unbridled Humor, who did her best running on the turf, but this Live Oak homebred should be respected, and I think will offer some nice value on the tote board. The number 8 is Ornamental Iron. Let's talk about Flat Out. What are we going to expect from him? We remember him on the racetrack, the longer the better.
Yeah, definitely. Flat Out. Another one from the AP Indy line being by AP Indy's son, Flatter. Better known for his longer distance wins, like in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. He was brilliant enough to win races like the Cigar Mile, a grade 1 going a mile, of course. I was surprised that he came out of the gate with a 2-year-old winner early in April from his first crop at Keeneland. I really expected this to be the time of year, or even later when they'd start showing up. I definitely expect his runners to get better with experience and with more ground.
This is a speed family, however. The dam won sprinting at 2, and she is a half-sister to a stakes-placed 2-year-old named Scammony, who won the career debut. Chad Summers, of course, has Mind Your Biscuits, one of the better sprinters in the country. He's 4 for his last 8 on dirt. The number 9 is Mockery by Windstar Stallion Distorted Humor. You've got all the big names in here. This is a Godolphin homebred, and Distorted Humor is fantastic with 2-year-old first-time starters, 17%, and the full was a pretty nice horse named Fortify.
Yeah, definitely. Fortify was grade 1 placed as a juvenile, important to look at in this spot. Mockery is also a half to stakes winner, Bay of Plenty. And this is the Flagbird family. It's another one of those families where everything from it seems to run. Horse of the Year, Mine Shaft. Grade 1 winners, Tommy Sue's Delight, Run Up the Colors, Dickinson, Little Bell. Just a terrific family for Godolphin, of course.
The number 10 is History Supreme, a second-time starter trained by Kieran McLaughlin by Windstar Stallion Speightstown, a $425,000 as a yearling, and a half to a horse named Bahama Halo, who is stakes placed at 2 on the turf. But when you go back in this family, you've got some classy longer distance influences as well.
Yeah, definitely. The second dam was graded winner Summer Wind Dancer, won the Delaware Handicap, I believe, and some other very nice races. A lot of class. The dam of this one is a grade 2 placed Empire Maker mare. mare, finished 5th on debut at Belmont after disputing the pace. So I'm wondering if, some of these 2-year-olds seem to come out of the gate, they're fired up, they want to go out there and, dispute the pace, and they burn themselves out, and then they're a little more settled next time out. And I'd be curious to see if that's the case with this horse.
It was a little bit of a disappointing effort first time out, considering all of the money that she took. She went right out there with the eventual winner, the longest shot on the board, Pacific Gale, and kind of packed it in without a fight. But I agree with you. Perhaps she simply needed the run, and she has the experience edge over these horses. I'm expecting a good effort. Johnny Velazquez as the mount for Kieran McLaughlin. Let's talk about who you like in this race. This race, of course, kicks off the pick six. So many different ways to go.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to take a look at Desert Honeys. I do think, putting High Cotton over Trippy, gosh, this is a speed favoring family. I'm looking at that one to come out firing. And as we just talked about, I do think History Supreme will improve with a race under the belt, as a lot of Kieran McLaughlin horses do. I'm wondering if that one just needed that first experience. And certainly Speightstown can sire a nice 2-year-old as well.
If there are any scratches, I think we have to watch out for the 11 Everybody Loves Me and the 12 Princess Char. I know that our ace clocking crew, headed by Mike Welsh, have really liked Everybody Loves Me, who I think was stuck on the also eligible list on opening day and had to scratch. If there's one scratch and this McLean's Music filly gets in, I would certainly use her. And Princess Char, another Speightstown filly, seems to be working well. A bullet workout at the Spa on July the 22nd. But if the race stays intact, I agree with you. I think History Supreme, the number 10, is going to give an improved performance. I love the evenless scores. I think Tied Up, the number 1, is going to offer a little bit of value in a single race standpoint. And even the 7 Smarty Smart by that underrated, solid WinStar Stallion, Congrats. I'm looking at that one perhaps at a little bit of a price, maybe 10-1-7 for me. And then we haven't even mentioned the Violet horse, the 4 Honey Graham. He excels first at. It's certainly a fun race. Great time of year at Saratoga, Whitney weekend. This is Spa Babies presented by WinStar. Nicole and I will be back next week for more 2-year-old analysis.